Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to take a closer look at a very rare hatch from Fiat, and this is the most powerful version of the Tipo, the Sedicivalvole. Sit back, follow along with me and enjoy the video. If you collect Italian 1/18 scale models, I think you already know LaudoRacing models. This manufacturer is essentially an Italian cult car company that produces resin models of very high quality. Not only are the models beautiful, but the boxes are a work of art. Take a closer look at these pictures, the data on them, the color variations. To find something this beautiful nowadays is a curiosity, but what we are more interested in is the model. I really like this shade of burgundy. I think it's the most beautiful of all the shades Laudo has released. Very nice details, beautiful headlights and fog lights. The front of the model has the Fiat emblem and lettering, and I really like the red stripe in the bumper that runs all the way around the car. It looks very good, the rims and the 16-valve plaque on the side. Nice details, these mirrors from Fiat. I think they are very elegant. Of course, you can find the red stripe on the side skirt. Hard to see, but you can find the disc brake behind the rear wheels. There are also some very nice details on the back of the model. The decals and the emblem stickers are very nicely done by the manufacturer. The Sedicivalvole is on the cover above the number plate as well as on the real one. Of course, the red stripe runs along the rear bumper, but unfortunately the exhaust pipe is disproportionately long, which is the only thing I don't like about the model. Handles are separate elements that are already common in this segment. We have a moonroof, and the other weak point of this model is the antenna. It's very lifelike, but one wrong move and it will break off at any time. I wouldn't say the interior is particularly outstanding. Closed Norev models are about the same, but very clever detail, the red stripes on the steering wheel. To sum up, this LaudoRacing Fiat Tipo was a very niche model. I'm very glad someone finally made it in 1/18 scale. It was previously only available in smaller scales. The model itself is very nice, but there are some details that could be improved. I haven't had any problems with the quality of Laudo. I have a few models from them, but I wouldn't say this is the nicest. I think the pricing is still within the psychological limit, but if the price goes up, you should consider buying it. In any case, the presentation is beautiful. In the mid-1980s, the Italian automotive industry began to undergo major changes. In 1986, Fiat acquired Alfa Romeo, and within Fiat the Alfa Lancia SPA was created. The first Alfa Romeo designed by Fiat was the 164 and the second was the 155. But why is this interesting for us? Launched in 1988 and then in 1989, Car of the Year Fiat Tipo was based on later many models. It was the Alfa Romeo 155, 145, 146, the GTV and the Spider, the Lancia Delta and the Dedra and the Fiat Coupe 2. Obviously, there were differences between the types in length and width, but they were built on this basis. The Fiat in the 1980s, the Uno, introduced a whole new design. Its bigger brother, the Ritmo, was already an outdated design, and the replacement of the Ritmo was very timely. The Tipo's styling was very similar to its smaller sibling, but it had a much more modern feel. The Tipo's low price, wide engine range, and choice of models quickly made it popular throughout Europe, but it was also a very popular model outside Europe. It was not only produced in Italy, but also in Brazil and Turkey. When it was launched, it was a very modern car in terms of design. Just think what cars were like in 1989. The Germans had the E-generation Opel Kadett or the second-generation Golf, which were outdated compared to the Tipo, but as soon as the F-generation Astra and a little later the third-generation Golf appeared in 1991, the Tipo didn't look so modern with its angular shape. The Fiat responded to this with a facelift in 1993, which I think was pretty well done. In terms of engines, the entry-level petrol engine was a 1.1-liter four-cylinder, and the most powerful version was the 2-liter 16-valve Sedicivalvole, which is the main character in this video, but we'll come back to that. Diesel engines were available in 1.7 and 1.9-liter four-cylinder naturally aspirated and turbo versions. In this category, the Germans all had sedan and estate versions. The Astra had the Caravan and the Saloon, the Golf had the Variant and the Vento, the Ford Escort had the Tournier and the Orion. The sedan and estate versions of the Tipo were the Tempra. Unfortunately, these Italian cars of the mid-80s to late 90s had problems with shoddy assembly quality and poor electronics. The cabin rattled and squeaked, and the first series of Tipos were available with a digital instrument cluster which produced a lot of faults, so with the 93 facelift this was changed to analog. However, don't let me say only bad things about the Tipo. It has a very good rust protection, so you can still see them in nice condition. This was a novelty compared to the older Fiats. The Tipo wasn't just popular in civilian guise, the Italian police used a lot of them. Production of the Tipo was finally discontinued in 1995, giving way to the Bravo and Brava Duo. From the 1980s onwards, the demand for compact sports cars became more and more widespread, and by the 1990s this had become commonplace. TC, sportier models already existed in the Ritmo, so the arrival of a more powerful model was to be expected with the Tipo. The Sedicivalvole had to wait until 1991 when the Tipo received the 2-liter 16-valve engine from the Lancia Thema. This engine produced 145 horsepower, giving a 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration of 8 seconds and a top speed of 210 km per hour. The competitors were also quite powerful at the time, so the Tipo was not the most powerful hothatch. Its brakes were not the strongest in its class, and it had basically good handling, but it was not outstanding in its class. This engine was later used in the second-generation Lancia Delta and the Fiat Coupe. Let's look at the competitors. Opel released the F Astra GSI, the most powerful of which produced 150 horsepower. The Volkswagen Golf 3 also came out with the GTI, which also had 150 horsepower. Ford also had the RS 2000 with its 2-liter 150 horsepower engine. The 16-valve from the Citroën ZX was also one of the most powerful with 165 horsepower. But on the Japanese front, the Civic EG6B Ti with its 1.6 engine with 160 horsepower, and the Nissan Sunny was also among the contenders with its 143 horsepower engine, also with 2 liters. We have come to the end of today's video. Thank you for your kind attention and for watching my video. I'm interested in your opinion. Please share with me in the comments section which is your favorite Italian or Fiat model car. If you like my video, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss out on similar content, please hit the bell icon. See you in the next video.